Hi, everybody. It's Sunny with the Chamber. I'm excited to have you back here again for our Biz Boost series to learn another great thing that one of our Greater Oklahoma City Chamber members is doing to help our community. Today, we're talking with Jon Skelly from True Sky Credit Union. Welcome, Jon. We're excited to be in your log captain with you.
Yes, thank you, Sunny. You're welcome to come join anytime once all of this is over.
It's amazing. Well, let's kind of start at the beginning and give everybody a feel for who True Sky Credit Union is.
Yeah, so True Sky Credit Union has actually been in the OKC area since 1946. So we're going to turn 75 next year, which is pretty exciting.
That's huge.
Yeah, we were started by 8 employees of the Civil Aeronautics Administration, so the precursor of the FAA, who pooled their money together in order to help other employees who needed small loans. And 75 years later, we're still here. We've got a little over 200 employees and 9 branches around the metro, and it really is. We're excited about turning 75 next year.
That's amazing. Well, you've had quite a year this year here before your 75th. What was going on in your business as the pandemic kind of started to make waves in Oklahoma City, and when did you really see things start to change?
Yeah, it was interesting because at the very beginning of March, we actually had our annual member meeting where we had 1,000 of our members at the Cowboy, as they're calling it now on social media. And it was a fantastic night, but coming out of it, we definitely knew that, it felt like that things were starting to change on the borders, if you will. And then I actually had a member of my team that was at the game on March 11th.
Oh my gosh.
Jazz game. And so we were getting kind of live updates from her about what was being announced. And obviously by the end of that evening, we knew that things here in the city had changed.
It was the day that everything changed for us.
Yeah, for real. And so within a couple of days, we announced that we were encouraging people to go lobbyless. And so, using our digital channels, but also being able to call in, come through our drive-thrus. We've even done curbside banking for people that need services that we provide that has to require at least some personal interaction.
I've heard of curbside carryout and curbside retail, but not curbside banking.
Hey, if you need an emergency debit card, curbside banking is how you do it. It's all just lobbyless. We never actually closed our lobbies. We made them appointment only just to try and keep them as safe as possible. But that's really been kind of what happened for us operationally. It's been interesting adjusting to that. And obviously, as things are starting to reopen now, adjusting to what the new normal is going to look like as well.
So we're really here to talk about Sky Crew. How did the idea for Sky Crew start to develop?
Yeah, so the Sky Crew, it sounds like a team of people, but really what the Sky Crew is kind of the alter ego of all True Sky employees. So it's a group and it's an umbrella that we use whenever we perform random acts of kindness. We like to call them missions. And it started last year as we realized that we could do things in our community to really meet people's needs in a fun and surprising way. So we started by taking over gas stations and paying for people's gas, taking over grocery stores and paying for people's groceries. And it really has just kind of grown and evolved from that point.
That is so cool. And that sounds like real superheroes, which we have really needed lately as we've gone through this crisis together. I know you've got a huge long list of good deeds that y'all have done, but I think you've got some particular stories that you'd like to share.
Yeah, it really has kind of evolved. What we've done is we've kind of faced these circumstances that we're in. Early on, when toilet paper was worth its weight in gold,
yes.
we raided our closets and handed out 1,000 rolls of toilet paper to childcare facilities and nonprofits that were doing
Positive Tomorrows.
Positive Tomorrows was one of them, yeah. So, and then obviously as that started to change and it wasn't as big a deal to get a hold of that, we really shifted to local restaurants. We started adopting local restaurants on a weekly basis. And we've done that really for the last couple of months now and have done dozens of them. And so we would have food delivered to local police departments or have them delivered to our staff that were still coming into our branches and doing member check-in calls. We even had, when Cinco de Mayo fell on Taco Tuesday, you can't just let that go by without doing something about it. So we went to Big Truck Tacos and bought everybody's lunch for the afternoon. And then recently, as the school year has started to close and class of 2020 is kind of facing this weird commencement season, we had an original commencement song commissioned and written for them that we gave away. And right now we're doing commencement photos on front porches, socially distanced, partnering with a bunch of local photographers so that, the class of 2020 that obviously has faced really unusual and unexpected circumstances so that they can try and finish it, with their head held high and with something to be proud of.
Well, I've seen on your social that you just have had streams and streams and streams of profiles of 2020 grads talking about who they are and who they're going to be. It's so cool.
It's been really, really fun to get to know some of them, for sure.
So outside of this kind of superhero, big dramatic stuff that y'all have been doing, you've also been just calling to check in on your members. We know a lot about that here on our membership team at the Chamber. I think we're up to about 8,500 outbound contacts, checking in on our folks and trying to help connect people with resources. But I think you've got a pretty big number going too.
Yeah, I think we're upwards of 12,000 as of today. And really, it's kind of a cool story. Very early on in this, our board of directors made the commitment that no True Sky employees would be furloughed or laid off as a result of this. And so, as things began to change and we saw a natural lull in folks coming in to visit, we still wanted to reach out and find out what we could do. And so our president and CEO, Sean Cahill, had the great idea to say, well, why don't we just start calling them? And so we started with all of our members that were 65 years and older. And we were able to have groceries delivered and help with vet visits for sick cats and get storm shelters ready for storm season. We heard a lot about grandkids and gardens, and it's just continued. We started reaching out to people that we knew had maybe experienced job losses or other financial hardships, just saying, what can we do? How can we serve? How can we help? Even when the Paycheck Protection Program got announced, True Sky hasn't historically done commercial lending, but when we heard about the program, we said, this is too important to not participate. And so we had a team of people that worked literally around the clock to get us approved as an SBA lender. And we've funded the numbers in the millions for hundreds of local small businesses with no commercial lending department. Still, we've just got people that are staying until midnight to process these applications because I think it's 643 employees that are represented, really 643 families that are represented by those funds, hoping to keep their paychecks in place. And so it really has been. It's been a really, really neat thing, and I think we're going to try and continue it until we run out of people to call or until people stop picking up.
Well, it sounds like the kind of thing that you would really hope we would all do as neighbors and as Oklahomans, and you've put that into practice in your business, which is impressive. Well, maybe you kind of answered my next question, and that's, how long are you going to keep doing all this?
Yeah, so Sky Crew is going to continue. Obviously we've pivoted to things that we felt like were really important in the times we were in, and stuff that we were trying to stay safe from a social distancing standpoint. I think the calls will naturally transition to being able to be smiles and waves and air high fives eventually. But we're going to keep.
We're doing this. We've been doing this, like where you don't touch hands but move it. But it's hard to know who's in the lead. So
that feels very Mr. Miyagi.
Yes.
Yeah. And so the Sky Crew itself, the alter ego of our employees, is something that has very much been happening before this, and is going to happen after, and we'll just continue to let it evolve and pivot as circumstances change.
That's incredible, and sounds like an important part of your culture.
It has been, yeah.
So what else would you want us to know? Is there a way for us to get involved? Is there a place to go see these great things that you're doing?
Yeah, so certainly follow us on social media. We try and do a great job of telling those stories on there. And I'll say this, I'm incredibly proud about the things that True Sky has been doing, but we're one of several fantastic credit unions here in Oklahoma. And this idea of serving other people is very much in the DNA of credit unions. We're owned by our members. We serve we exist to serve them and the communities in which we're neighbors together. We're all non-for-profits, so we're doing this really just turning the money back around and giving it back out to the people that are around us. And so as people are, I think, re-entering into the new normal, and individuals and businesses are starting to figure out maybe what organizations they want to partner with, I would say look at credit unions, because we really are. We're getting to talk to you, which is exciting, but there's a lot of superheroes in the credit union industry, and it's very much in our DNA. And so it could be any one of us that are sitting here today. Maybe not in a log cabin, but here.
Well, thank you so much for saying that. We have a lot of awesome credit union members, and I appreciate your thoughtful words about your colleagues too. Well, Jon Skelly in your log cabin with your superhero Sky Crew, thank you so much for talking to me about what y'all have been doing at True Sky, and thank you for helping our community.
Thanks for having me, Sunny. I appreciate it.
So thanks to everybody for watching our Biz Boost series. We hope to have some other great stories to share with you soon.